Hey guys, YouTuber Pender here. Alright, now here I am continuing on with another Phase 3 MCU review. And now, here I am with a review for Ant-Man and the Wasp. If you've seen my review for the first Ant-Man film that I did a few years ago, I did say that I really loved the first film. And yeah, I really just was not expecting to really love it as much as I did. I mean, it totally surpassed my expectations, and I really did love it. Like I said, I really did think that it's the second best MCU film, right behind the first Avengers film. So yeah, I really did like hold the first film in a very high regard. So of course, like when uh, this film was announced, and like I of course was like really excited for it. And yeah, and then yeah, of course, I went to see this film in theater when it was finally released, and yeah, just like the first film, this was like a really great film. I mean, yeah, I loved this film too. I mean, it just really felt like a very great continuation of the events of the first film, while also continuing on with events for like the other Marvel stories that are going on. With of course in like the like it is like said of course after the event of Civil War and stuff, and it's kind of like based on like the mid credit scene. This is like taking place like during the events of Infinity War, so yeah, it's like still like integrating like all the all the several different story arcs that have been going on in the Marvel films that have featured Ant Man. So yeah, this is actually a really great film, and a pretty and yeah, a very good way to like sort of like continue on with the stories from like the first Ant-Man film, and of course like with Captain America: Civil War with like him like being under house arrest and stuff. Plus, I said in Avengers: Infinity War, and yeah, also like of course like with this also like being set like during the events of Infinity War is really like a good way to really show like what was yeah, and this film just really was like a really good way to really just show like what was going on, like what Ant Man was really up to during the events of Infinity War. And yeah, this film really did tell a very good story. So yeah, this film is basically just like telling this really well just the premise of this film really is just really about like the events of like with of course with Scott or Ant Man like coming out of the quantum realm surviving, and of course like that convinced Hank that his wife Janet could also still be alive after she entered the quantum realm long ago. So really what this film's main premise really or its main focus, is really just like finding out if she truly is still alive and how they can actually get her out of the quantum realm. And that's really like the main focus of this film. So yeah, and so yeah, just about everybody from the first Ant-Man returned for this film. Of course, you still have a Paul Rudd as Ant-Man, aka Scott Lang. There's Evangeline Lilly, Michael Douglas. Yes, there's also Michael Pena back as Lewis, and as well as Bobby Cannavale as Paxton, Judy Greer as Maggie, and Abby Ryder Fortson as Cassie. Though their roles are like very brief in this film, or limited. Like they don't really have that big of roles in this film, but yeah, they still they still do appear in the film, but very limited. So yeah, but they're still back regardless. And yeah, and this film also, in a sense, does like have a larger cast than the first film does. Also, like we have like introductions in this film with Walton Goggins, Randall Park, Michelle Pfeiffer, Lawrence Fishburne, and Hannah John Kamen. So yeah, we do like have like quite a few new characters there's in this film introduced, and yeah, I think that they're all like pretty interesting. Well, I think that they are pretty interesting characters in the film. We do like Lawrence Fishburne like plays is one of the Hank Pym's old partners in this film, and yeah, and like he is helping like the uh, Hannah John Camen's character or Ava, who we kind of do learn about her, and she has like a type of condition, and it's learned why she does have the condition in this film. Yeah, I'll get more into it when I reach each that part in this review. Yeah, yeah, and so yeah, I do like Evangeline Lilly as Hope, aka Wasp, in this film. Yeah, I really do like that in this film we actually do get to see her in action rather than like in the first film how she was just like really acting as another mentor for Scott to become Ant-Man. And but yeah, like in the mid-credit scene of the first Ant-Man, it showed that he did show Hope the Wasp outfit and that they were finished it. And so yeah, in this film, like Hope is officially the Wasp and she is awesome here. Yeah, and I also really do love even Evangeline Lilly's long hair in this film. Like I really like her long hair a lot better than the short hair that she had in the first film. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Just I'm not really saying that Hope was really a bad character in the first one because she wasn't. I mean, she was far from it. I mean, she was definitely like a very interesting character, but yeah, she really just didn't like do a whole lot in the first film. And here we actually do get to see her in action. So yeah, I really do like seeing her in action. And like I said, I really do love her long hair a lot more than the short hair. It really does make her look a lot better and much hotter. So yeah, Evangeline Lilly does look a lot better in this film than she did in the first one. So yeah, she was great in more ways than one in this film. Like like a really awesome character to watch in action and sexy as hell. So yeah, yeah, and yeah, like I said, Michael Pena is also back as Lewis, and yeah, he's also so good in this film. Yeah, he still just has everything that make people love him in the first film. So yeah, good to see him back. And yeah, everyone in this film really does do like a pretty great job in this film. And yeah, this film is just filled with like a whole bunch of great action scenes throughout, and some great performances from a lot of the actors in this film. So yeah, this film really does like seem to have like more action scenes than the first film did. And so I guess that does kind of make this a better film in a sense because yeah, with the first Ant-Man film, it was like the introduction story, and it was more about like Scott learning how to become Ant-Man in this film. And here, with him like now already as Ant-Man, we really get to see like a lot more scenes in it. So yeah, I guess like this is like a more action-packed film than the first film was. Now overall, do I say that this film is a better film than the first one? Well, that's a little bit harder for really me to decide whether or not this is a better film than the first because like I was telling you, I mean, with the first film, with me like really loving it a lot, I really just was not expecting the first film to really be as good as it was, and yeah, it just like totally blew me away. Like I was just surprised at how great it really was. So yeah, then with this one, like it's this one really wasn't really the same way because with the first one being so great, and I really wasn't expecting it to be, he, I was expecting this film to really be really great since the first film was. So yeah, so this film didn't really exceed my expectations, and like the first film did. So yeah, so due to that, I don't know. It's kind of really hard for me to really decide which one of the two films is better because I'm just really stuck in a loop because like I wasn't expecting the first one to really be as good as it was, and with this film I was. So yeah, just like since this film was pretty much like what I was expecting to see, just a really great film, I really don't know whether or not I can really call this film better than the first or not. But yeah, regardless of which one really is better, I do love both films, and this is just a really great film and a really great continuation from the first Ant-Man film. So yeah, I would give this film 3.75 stars out of 4. I mean, I just really did love this film a lot and a really follow up. And yeah, like I said, really good way to show like what Ant Man was really up to during the events of Infinity War. And I guess this film could also like kind of be the reason why Ant Man wasn't actually in Infinity War, since like this of course is the very first film after Infinity War. Paul Rudd was probably busy filming this, where he didn't really have time to really go on to the set of Infinity War to be in that film. And I guess that you can also like say that's probably why Spider-Man was one of the characters that disintegrated away in Infinity War, and that's why he's not one of the remaining Avengers in Endgame, since Spider-Man: Far From Home is the next film after Endgame. So that's probably one of the reasons why Spider-Man's not really like one of the bigger characters in Endgame. So yeah, I guess that could be the reason for that too. Yeah, but we're not talking about that. This is about Ant-Man and the Wasp. So yeah, this is definitely like a really really awesome film, and I really do love it a lot. So yeah. Okay, so let me just get right into the review. All right. So the film opens up with just kind of like a flashback scene in where with Hank narrating it, and he's just like explaining like what would happen the day that Janet had actually disappeared into the quantum realm. And it was when Hank and Janet were like fighting as Ant-Man and the Wasp, and yeah, they had to stop a bomb, and they had to get like really really small in order to stop it. So then Janet shrank down really, really small into the quantum realm to stop the bomb. And then, yeah, Hank just returned home and told Hope that her mother was never coming home. Yeah. And then, yeah, this film, just like Infinity War, this film, like when it had the Marvel Studios logo opening, yeah, it did have like the 10 and the IO part of the logo. So, yeah, this was another one of those logos that had the 10 in it. Yeah, in honor of like 10 years of the Marvel films. Yeah. And yeah, this film, like as said in Avengers: Infinity War, this shows that Scott has been placed under house arrest following the events of a civil war for violating the Sokovia Accords. Yeah, so yeah, there's something I really didn't talk about in my Infinity War review that I did yesterday. Is just I really don't quite understand like why apparently Hawkeye and Ant Man or Clint and Scott, yeah, why they're like actually been put under house arrest for their Sokovia violations and stuff. But apparently, like the other ones that were on Captain America's side, like Falcon and Scarlet Witch, they just seem to just be like set free because yeah, in Avengers anymore we just see them like they just seem to apparently be freed. Like I don't recall them ever actually like saying like why Falcon and Scarlet Witch had just been like set free. It's just like they were out of prison now, and they weren't locked up anymore. It's like they were just like acquitted of anything that they violated, and yeah, they're just like free Avengers again. So yeah, I don't quite really understand like why they ended up being free, but Clint and Scott apparently were still like in prison and now under house arrest. So yeah, that's something I really don't quite understand. But yeah, anyway, yeah, it shows that Scott is very close to like like being done with his house arrest. Yeah, he's got like 3 days left until he is freed from his house arrest, and it shows that now he is able to spend like a lot more time with Cassie. It shows that Cassie does visit him a lot more and stuff. Yeah, and it shows that uh, there was this trophy that Cassie apparently gave to Scott, and she wanted to take it into her school for show and tell, and Scott let her do it. And then meanwhile, then at one point, then Scott then like had a vision of like Janet from the quantum realm. You know, yeah, and then like after he like received a vision and it was like shown that revealed that he was like a quantumly entangled with Janet, that he then like tried to contact Hank about it, and like apparently like after like the events of Civil War, apparently he hasn't actually spoken to Hope or Hank. And again, yeah, it's also shown like in this film it said that like the FBI agent agent who was like in charge of Scott's house arrest and stuff, Jimmy Woo. Well, he actually does like say to Scott at one point that apparently Hank and Hope have actually violated the Sokoviakers too, because they are the ones who actually he like since it's like their suit who like they're involved in it, so yeah, they're like wanted by the FBI as well. Yeah. So it's shown that Hank and Hope are like out hiding like they like have shrunken everything, like their lab and their cars and everything. And then eventually like Scott is kidnapped by Hope and Hank. Hank and yeah, like they've replaced his they have his like house arrest ankle bracelet on a decoy like one of Hank's giant ants, so it seems like he's still home. Yeah. And then yeah, Hope and Hank then like believe that the visions that Scott's having of Janet and it is actually like a message to confirm that she is still alive. And so then it's shown that Hope and Hank are building a quantum tunnel that they can travel through the quantum realm and get her back. Yeah, yeah. And then yeah, they then like try to negotiate buying a part for the tunnel from like a black market dealer of Sunny Birch, and then like it's shown that well yeah Birch like realized that there could be a potential profit earned from all of Hope and Hank's research, and then he ends up betraying them. But then Hope then fought in the Wasp outfit, which does have like higher tech than the Ant-Man suit. Yeah, and I should also say like at one point like once at first when Hope and Hank actually take kidnap Scott, like Scott does say that he actually did like destroy the Ant-Man suit after the events of Civil War, but yeah, it was later revealed that he didn't. And yeah, but yeah, here it's believed that he did. Yeah. And as Hope is fighting with in the Wasp suit, like it's shown that the Wasp suit does have like a higher some higher tech than the Ant-Man suit does. Like the Wasp suit does have wings as well as a blaster, so Hope could actually like fire the shrink and growing gadgets out like that rather than what Scott does and he actually throwing them and stuff. So yeah, she can actually like fire them with those blasters. Yeah, yeah, and then yeah, she does actually you fight off Birch and his men, but then it's shown that there's this like unstable this quantumly unstable woman that ends up like attacking a Hope, and then yeah, Scott then like knows that he had to do something, and then Hank gave Scott like another Ant-Man suit, which is like in a work in progress. Yeah, and then yeah, Scott then like puts on that suit, and then he went to help Hope, and yeah, they fought off the ghosts together, but eventually, yeah, she ended up like us just escaping, and then took uh, Hank's lab with her, and yeah, yeah, like I said, they can actually like shrink down the lab and their cars and stuff, and yeah, it's shown that like when the lab is shrunken down, it basically just looks like a suitcase, really. Yeah, yeah. And then in order to get the lab back, then Hank then like reluctantly visit his former partner, Bill Foster, who's played by Lawrence Fishburne. So yeah, I think Lawrence Fishburne is actually the first actor to actually be featured in both the Marvel Cinematic Universe and the DC Extended Universe, because of course, like in Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman, Lawrence Fishburne played Perry White. So yeah, I think he's the first actor to actually be featured in both universes. You know, yeah, and yeah, he then did help them locate the lab after her telling them that they need like an old suit to help them locate it, and then yeah, that's when Scott actually revealed to Hank that the suit isn't actually destroyed, and it actually isn't a trophy that he gave Cassie to take for show and tell. So then yeah, they then snuck over to Cassie's school, and then that's when like it was shown that the work in progress, that Ant-Man suit that Scott was wearing, it did actually have some malfunctioning issues where, like, it did make him like grow and then shrink down on its own without Scott actually pushing the buttons. And then at one point, it actually did make him like the size and the height of a little kid. And then Hope just told Scott, "If only Cap could see you now." Yeah, yeah. Then they just then the Sky Scout with a little kid jacket from the Lost and Found, and then they snuck into Cassie's classroom and got the original Ant-Man suit back. And then they were able to locate the suit, and then yeah, of course, like also in this film, like this is like where we get more of a romantic connection between Scott and Hope in this film. And yeah, there really wasn't quite like anything like romantic between the two of them in the first one, but here, now there actually is like more of a romantic connection between them. So yeah, and yeah, this relationship, like the connection between the two of them, it actually does seem genuine. Like I can actually buy like their romance for each other. It's not like a lot of the other ones, like Thor and Jane and Star Lord and Gamora, of course, Hulk and Black Widow. Yeah, a lot of the relationships in the MCU really just I really don't buy, but this one I actually can buy. Like I really do believe that they are like falling for each other and they are in love. So yeah, I actually do buy this connection in the Marvel films. So yeah, I think this may be the best one. Yeah, but anyway, yeah. And then they were eventually able to locate the lab, but then yeah, this the ghost, as she's known by, that quantumly unstable woman, ends up like capturing all three of Scott, Hope, and Hank. Yeah, yeah, and then yeah, she then reveals herself as Ava Starr, and it shows that Bill is actually helping her, and yeah, it's then like explained that Ava was actually the daughter of another one of Hank's former partners, and that he and his wife ended up dying during the experiment that actually ended up causing Ava's like unstable state. Yeah. And then yeah, it's explained that Ava is actually dying, and her condition is giving her constant pain, and they, their plan is actually to cure Ava using the energy from using the quantum energy from Janet. Yeah, yeah. And yeah, but Hank, of course, like refused to help them because he felt that would kill Janet. Yeah, and then and then it was actually a pretty smart move on how they were able to escape. Like, Hank was like pretending to like be dying, like suffering from a heart condition or something, and then like Hope was telling Foster that he needed pills that were like kept in like one of the small Altoid box containers like these. Yeah. Yeah, but then once it was open, it was actually like revealed that it was like some of Hank's giant ants that and then ended up freeing the three of them, and then they were able to escape with the lab. Yeah, yeah. And then eventually they were able to open up a stable version of the tunnel, and then they were able to make contact with Janet, and it was shown that Janet was able to make contact with him through Scott's body. Like, well, it was like actually Janet talking inside of Scott's body, and she was talking to both Hank and Hope. Yeah, and she was just telling, like, helping them to actually have a precise location on where she is in the quantum realm. But she also told them that there's only 2 hours before, like, the unstable nature or would separate them for a century. Yeah, yeah. And also eventually, like, Birch and his men, like, end up confronting like Luis as well as David and Kurt, and yeah, they then like we're just interrogating them about Scott, Hope, and Hank's locations, and then yeah, they gave them like a truth serum to find out, and then yeah, Luis was just doing the same thing he did in the first one, like going through like every little detail about the story of where Scott actually is, because then that eventually like after a Scott, because a Scott had like talked to Luis before to tell them their location for like some their business, and then that's how Luis knew where Scott was, and then yeah, he then told Birch and his men where they were, and then Birch then made contact with the FBI to tell them their location. So then Luis warned Scott that the FBI knows that he's, or were told that he, well, yeah, they were heading back to his home. So then, yeah, Scott then just like he had to rush home. So yeah, he took the Ant-Man suit with him so he could race back home. And just as the FBI then arrived, like Cassie was there because yeah, she was like trying to. She had left her soccer shoes over at Scott's house, so she came to get them. And then yeah, like she saw that the ant decoy was there, so then yeah, she just like covered up for Scott, just telling Wu that he was just like real sick and throwing up and stuff. As and then Wu was then just racing up to the bathroom. It then showed Scott was back. Yeah, but it also showed that um and yeah, Hope and Hank ended up like being caught by the FBI and were now being arrested. I said, and after word got to Scott that after a talk with Cassie that he should have a partner watching his back then like Scott used like Hank's ants to help free Hope and Hank, and then yeah, they were of course like uh, Birch and his men like ended up stealing the lab from the FBI. So yeah, they Scott, Hope, and Hank were trying to get it back. And then yeah, in order to save Janet, of course, Hank then decided that he would actually enter the quantum realm to retrieve her, and Scott and Hope would have to get the lab back and also defeat Ava or distract her. Yeah. So Hope and yeah, so Scott and Hope were chasing after Birch and his guys to retrieve the lab back. And then at one point, then it showed there was the cameo by Stanley after like a Hope or Wasp had fired a shrinking beam at his car, and yeah, he just said, "And the '60s were fun, but now I'm paying for it." So yeah, that's Stanley's cameo in this film. Yeah. And then eventually, like they ended up retrieving the lab, but then yeah, Ava then attacked, and she eventually got a hold of the lab. And yeah, and then as well, yeah, guess I should probably first say yeah, because that's not quite exactly how it happened. Yeah, what happened was yeah, Scott ended up like transforming into Giant Man, and was able to take the lab back from Birch. But then as he like was able to get the lab back to shore, of course, like being Giant Man, it make like drains a lot of his energy, and eventually he passed out and actually like he was actually like in the water because yeah, Birch was like trying to escape on a boat, and so yeah, Scott was in the water, and then he ended up just passing out and falling down into the water, and so then Hope then like went after into the water to save Scott, and it showed that Luis actually had the lab, well, the remote for the lab, but eventually he got attacked by Ava, and then Ava like used the remote to make the lab normal size, and it then showed then Hank then was able to find a Janet in the quantum realm. Yeah, and as Ava then was like trying to um, um, heal herself by taking Janet's energy, eventually um, Hope and Hank, well, after some help from Scott and Hope, after Hope was able to revive Scott, they then arrived at the lab and stopped Ava from completing her goal to take energy to heal herself. Yeah, and then that allowed Hank and Janet to return from the quantum realm, and it also showed how Louis David Kurt like captured Birch and his guys, and apprehended them for the police. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and then yeah, everyone was reunited. Like Hope was like very emotional to see her mom back. Yeah, and then yeah, Janet then gave Ava some of her energy to temporarily stabilize Ava, and then yeah, until then like Scott was able to return home, and yeah, he was released from his house arrest. Yes, then yeah, Ava and Foster just ended up like going out into hiding because yeah, they just like couldn't stay there. So yeah, yeah, it now showed that Scott could now like actually go out and spend time with Cassie, and yeah, I think just showed how it showed Scott, Hope, and Cassie all like supposedly had a driving movie, but it was then showing it was just like all of the small cars in front of a laptop showing the movie. So yeah, and then that's how the movie, and then the movie then cut to credits. But then of course, like we have the very important mid-credit scene where Scott, Hope, Hank, and Janet are actually trying to do something else to help Ava still remain stable. They had Scott go into the quantum realm to try to harvest some of its energy, and as Scott did it, like as they were getting ready to like pull him out of the quantum realm, then it then just like as he was still in there, it then just showed that Hope, Hank, and Janet had all been disintegrated hated as well. So yeah, this was the result of Thanos also completing the Infinity Gauntlet. So yeah, three of them ended up being disintegrated as well. So yeah, and it does, and yeah, so yeah, Scott was still like in the quantum realm when it happened. So yeah, of course, like this raises like a few questions regarding Avengers Endgame, like how is, does Scott actually get out of there? Because as it does show in like all the trailers for Endgame, how he's no longer in it. Yeah, and yeah, with Hope, Hank, and Janet also being disintegrated, and with everyone else that did when Thanos completed the gauntlet. I mean, will this mean that they will also be in Avengers Endgame also? Because yeah, it does like in the cast list, it does show that Hope is listed as a cast member for Endgame, but yeah, will Hank and Janet also be part of Infinity War? It doesn't show them anywhere in the cast, but if they had been disintegrated like this, it gets me thinking they may be there. So yeah, who knows? Yeah, yeah, but then like in the post credits scene just showed that that Aunt Decoy was still like just doing a Scott's daily routine, and so yeah, and then it just then ended with the word with the text Ant-Man and the Wasp will return, but then it like had a question mark at the end. So yeah, it kind of like it, I guess it was sort of like saying they may be back, but yeah, of course like Ant-Man will be back, and since Wasp is like Hope is still listed in the cast, and yeah, she'll be back too. But I guess like since with like Thanos completing the gauntlet and everyone disintegrating like that, including Hope, yeah, I guess it's just like making like just trying to play along with it, maybe saying that they could be it could be the end of them. But yeah, they will be back obviously. All right, so yeah, like I said, a pretty great movie overall. I really did love it, just like the first one. Just like I said, it's kind of hard for me to really say whether or not it's better than the first one, just because, like I said before, or like the first one just really did exceed my expectations because I wasn't expecting to love it as much as I did, and with this film, I was. So yeah, due to that, it's just kind of hard for me to really say whether or not this one is actually better. But regardless, I still do love both films a lot, and this definitely is a really great sequel and a great film in the MCU. All right, so yeah, if you haven't seen it before, check it out. All right, so yeah, so I guess that's all I can really say about it. So this does it for my review of Ant-Man and the Wasp. So I hope you guys did enjoy this review. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.